answer the question.
That you was put here
What's
to
the question?
respect
What's the question?
sir.
Wait. What's the question? We're standing here to protect this. That's it.
It's gonna move. Right hand to God, it's gonna move.
No, it ain't.
Either if it's
Only way it's gonna
if
move
it's
is y'all come up here
or
and
it's
jerk
God,
it down.
it's
No,
gonna move.
If you come up here and try to jerk it down, you're gonna have trouble, buddy.
I'm saying that from my heart. It's God that's gonna remove this.
I really don't.
Okay, well, if you want to fight against God, go ahead, do your thing, brother. Hell, because none of y'all's guns can stop God. I promise you that.
I give my shirt to my black friend.
June 1st, 2020. Mayor Rogers. I am a resident of Murray, Kentucky. I am a black male. I am no longer willing to accept state-sponsored symbols of institutional racism in my community. The erection and maintenance of the Robert E. Lee Confederate Memorial Statue located on the Courthouse Square is an affront to all residents who support notions of equality and value the American justice system. The friendliest small town in America must remove this symbol of oppression if the purported friendliness extends to its black residents. When my 3-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter ask who is that man and why is he up there, I'll inform them that the city worked in conjunction with the Daughters of the Confederacy and the Ku Klux Klan by proxy to place him up there with the intent to keep black people quiet and subservient. I will then tell him that we will not be intimidated by any symbol and will never be subservient to any man. We will tear down this and any other actual or symbolic barriers to justice eventually. Signed, Sherman Neal II.
In high school, Sherman was like, Mom, I want to enlist. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go to college. And I was like, just please go 4 years. If you're really serious about serving this country you love so much, then you do it. And he said, I'll do the lawyer thing, but I'm going to be a warrior for my country first. And I'm like, that's so Sherman.
The last 6 months of my time in the Marine Corps, really, I got the opportunity to work with UNLV's football team. Following that season, I went to the coaches convention in San Antonio and tried to figure out what I was going to do the next spring, or if there's any future in coaching at all. And when I got to the airport to fly back to Las Vegas, I heard somebody yell my name, and it actually ended up being one of my teammates from Middle Tennessee, which I probably hadn't seen at that point in time in probably like 8 or 9 years. And he had actually just got to Murray State that spring as well. Ran on the plane, didn't think anything of it. And then I want to say like 2 or 3 days later, he called me like, what would you think about coming to Murray and working with us? And I said, hey, can you give me, at least a day or two to talk to my wife, see how that's going to go over. And she didn't forbid me from doing it. She said, as long as there's a plan.
It was a very quick decision. He just came home and brought it up, and I was just like, okay. And then he just said, I think I'm gonna go to Murray State because I feel like that's my best bet, and the town seemed nice, and it's kind of the halfway distance between both families. So I just said, okay.
Good evening, welcome to our city council meeting. If you recall, last time we met, you passed a motion for me to get a group together and meet with our attorney to come up with a resolution to bring to you tonight to vote on concerning the statue across the street. I'm going to ask Ms. Elder to read that resolution. Ms. Elder?
Resolution 2020-010, a resolution requesting the Callaway County Fiscal Court take necessary action and seek all required approvals to expeditiously remove and relocate the Confederate soldier statue located on the northeast corner of the Callaway County Courthouse property for its preservation. Now therefore be it resolved this 25th day of June 2020 by the Murray City Council that the Murray City Council requests that the Callaway County Fiscal Court take necessary action and seek all required approvals to expeditiously remove and relocate the Confederate soldier statue located on the northeast corner of the Callaway County Courthouse property for its preservation.
Madam Clerk, please have a roll call vote on this issue.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Boland?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Ms. Elder? Yes. Mr. Hudspeth?
Yes.
Mr. McChristian?
Yes.
Dr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Ms. Rouse?
Yes.
Ms. Seaver? Yes. Dr. Streeter?
Yes.
Dr. Young?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Good morning. Thank you, Court. My name is Sherman Neal II. Speaking on behalf of community members of Callaway County that are advocating for removal of the Confederate monument featuring Robert E. Lee on the courthouse square. Robert E. Lee himself, who is in fact the man that's on that statue. If nothing else, he was a member of the United States Army for 32 years before resigning his commission to become an enemy combatant against the United States. For that reason alone, we should not have that man on public property that belongs to the people.
Blake Hughes, I think, wants to address the court as Blake said, go ahead, Blake.
My name is Blake Hughes, and I'm a resident of Murray, Kentucky. The Armenian Genocide Museum defines cultural genocide as acts and measures undertaken to destroy nations or ethnic groups' culture through spiritual, national, or cultural destruction. I'm here today to oppose the removal of the Robert E. Lee statue on the court square of Murray on the grounds that the removal of cultural monuments is cultural genocide, and people who seek the destruction of our culture should neither be given the time of day nor the opportunity to do so. Further, no one who has spent only a small fraction of their lives in our community should dictate the ways in which we remember our ancestors' history or how we remember historical figures important to us. There is no situation in which I would ever move to another place and then demand that that place conform to my wishes or modify their historical remembrances. And even to imagine such a scenario is frankly absurd.
Okay, thank both of you all. My only comment on this at this present time is whatever we're going to do in the short term or in the long term will be done with every I dotted, every T crossed. There are a lot of other legal issues that I've been made aware of. We're trying to sift through those. There are other permissions that we have to get prior to that. So we will not be acting on the point of taking it down or making that kind of statement today.
I'm going to go to more systemic racism. If you look in the healthcare system, black mothers die at a lot higher rate than white mothers. I'm talking about stats.
Went for a run this morning to go look for history.
But I don't want to listen.
Because what I want to do is, I've been here a short amount of time, so I was like, let me learn as much as I can real quick. I used the quote on June 17th from Frederick Douglass. I was ashamed because I was like, man, I need to know more. I need to learn no more than Juneteenth, no more than just that. So I was like, dang, we got Frederick Douglass High School right here, right? The segregated high school. That's 1.2 miles from my house. That's a fourth of the way through the run. Running. Hey, right over there. I was like, dang, where's the historical marker at? I didn't see it. Where's the remnant of the school at? I didn't see that. I saw Ken Lake Foods. So somebody made a decision that history didn't count. That story didn't need to be told. That didn't need to be enshrined. Where's it at?
I'll tell you what I know. What I know is I was born and grew up in this community.
Okay?
And I worked at
Okay. This statue has always meant something to me. It is part of our history. Your history and your history. You're not citizens of Callaway County. It's all out of love. I don't hate none of y'all. That was wrong.
So hold on. So we
didn't about George Floyd.
I just realized.
No, we didn't about our statue.
and again.
That's a press. Is that not a press?
So they're not going to hear Sherman on this again, apparently. So what I did, the reason I'm speaking to them is because the day after the last meeting, I emailed, like, I'd like to speak at the next meeting, please, to make sure that they know that this is not going away. You're not going to, douse this with a month of delay. So the kind of argument I'm going to say is, all it's going to take is one blow from a sledgehammer to permanently deface the monument, as has been done in many other cities across America. People who want this monument to be preserved need to be in favor of relocation. It remaining is the only thing that cannot be the case.
I want to welcome everybody here this morning. This is our regular monthly meeting of the Callaway County Fiscal Court. We'd ask the Lord's blessings on our meeting this morning. Madam Clerk.
Presentation by special interest groups.
Dr. Kevin has asked to address the court this morning. If you'd like to come up here or stay where you are, I'll give you the mic.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Judge Imes and members of the Fiscal Court for hearing me today. I come today to urge the Fiscal Court to pass a resolution expressing its will to relocate the Confederate monument. This monument is bringing out the worst in our community. Peaceful protesters have been assaulted with pepper spray and threatened with deadly violence, having a gun pointed at them. African American members of our community, simply standing on a corner, have been publicly called the most vile and dehumanizing term in American vocabulary. How could this happen in the so-called friendliest town in America? The monument continues to be a source of deep division in the community, and the longer it stands in the court square, the longer and the worse this is going to get. What's needed now is a resolution from the Fiscal Court to set the process of relocation in motion, and that directs the judge executive to take whatever steps are necessary to effect this relocation, including working in partnership with any and all interested parties, organizations, and government agencies. I urge you to pass such a resolution at the earliest possible date. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Elliott.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, the court.
This time, we have prepared a resolution that I'll ask County Attorney Brian Hertzberger to read.
Resolution of the Fiscal Court of Callaway County, Kentucky, in regards to the matter of the Confederate monument on the grounds of the Callaway County Courthouse. The Fiscal Court of Callaway County, Kentucky, hereby resolves that the Confederate monument dedicated to the remembrance of those Callaway Countyans who fought in the Civil War shall remain standing upon the northeast corner of the grounds of the Callaway County Courthouse for so long as the owners of that monument and the citizens of Callaway County are so inclined. Approved, resolved, adopted, and executed on this 15th day of July 2020.
Any discussion?
Judge, I'd like to make a comment.
Sure. Mike.
To me, the statute has been very perplexing. And so, being of a biologist with Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, I did a lot of surveys. So I set out to make a very random survey of my constituents. Basically, I surveyed 280 people in my district, and of those people that had an opinion, 77% of my constituents asked for me to leave the statute standing.
Question is on the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Did you expect them to make this decision today?
Yes, because they see the shift in the narrative and they see that it's going to be an enduring fight, and we're prepared and have tactics that don't involve backing up a truck and yanking it down. And because that's the only tactic that they have lodged in their head that we're going to reasonably go to, they feel like we'll ultimately either embarrass ourselves or quit. And we're not tired. I'm not tired, and so that's fine with me. Indefinite, as long as I'm here, that works for me as well.
We're around the corner. 72% of Callaway County said this statute stays. So if that's the case, you should turn around and stand with us and go, they already voted, said this statute's going to stay, we should let it stay.
It was voted to be kept up, so I don't understand. Nobody can take it down legally. So
y'all want that, if somebody wants it down, let's do it legally.
Have little signs in them because the group supports its movement.
See, that's why I mind my own business.
Right.
Before just going off and, why are you doing this? What's the plan?
So it's
How you
good.
doing, Coach?
It's all good.
But
anyway.
Yeah, out here in the heat again. Hey.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on with the shotgun now?
First Amendment right, brother.
Second, I know.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
I thought we had a little bit of meeting of the mind.
We did, but once again, Second Amendment right.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just like.
No, you notice how he was carrying it?
Yeah.
It was broke open with no shells in it. Because I told him any other way I'd kick his ass.
So I just know that we talked for a long time, man.
I told everybody we talked for a long time.
Yeah.
And you changed my mind on some stuff.
Yeah.
I absolutely told all those people standing up there acting a fool.
Yeah.
Henceforth, the reason I'm getting in my truck going on. Be safe.
Y'all too.
I didn't even see you. I was.
No, I know. I wanted to see. I want to let you talk to somebody else, but yeah, I just.
Sorry, it's a little warm.
No, you good. I saw you with the gun. I was like things escalated a little bit. You all good?
Out here protecting law and protecting ourselves. That's all.
Yeah, you still got my number, right?
Yeah, I do. I have it.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
In the book.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, hit me up. So.
This statue is a memorial.
Why is it you guys go and burn up everything that you go protest?
What is burning? What's burning?
It'll come to that here. You seen on the news last night?
What's burning?
What's going on in Chicago? What's going on in
I'm in
Portland?
Murray, Kentucky right now. So
That's your problem.
being in Murray, Kentucky,
You need to exit.
I need to leave.
You sure do.
Where should I go?
Back to where you come from.
Where do I come from?
I don't know. It wasn't from here.
So I was born in Philadelphia.
You probably
I lived there
from
for 2
Africa, where
months.
there's people starving to death over there.
I'm probably from Africa.
Baby,
Yes.
You probably are. When you come in here and started your shit, you tore this county plumb apart.
So-
Animosity toward you will be 10 times what it's ever been.
I've been in situations
Well,
where I actually needed to have a weapon and could get
to wear it.
Yeah.
So be it. But there'll be a push for you guys to get the hell out of town.
That's fine.
Before y'all started doing this, I had a guy picked out black to be a pallbearer for me, but not anymore. My animosity toward y'all has changed.
So you hate black people now?
I don't hate you, brother. I just going to go in a different.
So you said a pallbearer, like you would.
I was aiming for
You don't. Yeah. It look bad for a black person to touch your.
Bad for me.
Who is it gonna look bad to? You're dead.
What I'm saying is, we don't need your shit.
Yeah. Please back away a little bit. Yeah.
You better stop some of that shit, buddy, and you won't be standing.
Do something. Exactly.
You're a marked man, buddy.
You have a good day. Oh, you got me.
Good job, Jet. That's what you got to do.
Get up though, man. Jet, you're not actually trying to help.
He's trying to put her shoes
No, he's not.
on her
He's just trying to
feet.
do anything but play.
Do you guys want to go play in the playground then?
Ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Jump. Jump. All right, we're going. We're not even gonna attempt. This way. There you go. Good job. Get the next one.
So how did that make you feel when all that happened, Sherm?
I don't know. A lot of people seem kind of actually scared. Most people around here are terrified, like they're, gonna whip out their guns and shoot them.
Well, it'll all come full circle.
All right, you ready?
Is that better? You shook it out? Come on, Raider. In. Come on. Come on. Come on.
around with a mask, I just dropped mine. That said it was a person walking around with a mask.
Macho. Yeah.
What's up,
Justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Black lives matter! 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 Silence is compliant! Silence is compliant! Silence is compliant! Silence is compliant! George Floyd! 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 Ain't no peace till we get justice. Ain't no peace till we get justice. No peace! No peace! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
When I started this out, I intentionally did not say what I did or who I was outside of being a black man who's a resident of this county. I got identified as a football coach. That's good. They tried to attack that. I knew what that was going to be. It's gone. Attorney, they tried to attack that. Said you're incompetent. I got you. What do you know about war? I'm a Marine. They tried to attack that. Every single injustice you see must be called out from now until the day that we stop breathing, just like John Lewis. Because we won't fix it all. I won't fix it all for them. I won't. But I'll be damned if he's going to be here 20 years from now talking about the same rock, about the same enslavery, about the same segregation that is found, about the same flag of treason against the country that I fought for. I won't allow that to happen.
I had talked before a little bit about, the direct impact that, I feel and I see when it comes to, the things that happen in the streets. And one of my teammates right here, Reggie Doucette, he's not here right now. He actually got shot and killed by the Los Angeles Police Department in the back, unarmed. The first letter that I wrote, that was the first time I challenged, authority, was to the athletic director at Middle Tennessee after Reggie died. After Reggie was murdered by the police, and there was no statement about it from the department. So at the time, we don't necessarily know all the details. We didn't know that he was unarmed. That was enough for me. Even if he wasn't, it's no different than to me, like trying to explain to somebody why, I'm at 10 and 2 when I get pulled over. I don't have an option. Like I can't talk back. They may not be able to understand because they've never, seen that.
Pull. Shot, Garrett. Pull. Good shot, son. Before talking to Sherman, you could ask me 20 times out of 20 now. I told you, nobody had the right to move the damn thing. Now, move it. Don't move it. Get over it. Whatever we got to do. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't care, because I do care. But I don't care enough that it's going to cause a fight and get somebody hurt. It's just not worth it. Good shot, buddy.
Mr. Neal, do you wish to address the court?
Good morning. I'm Sherman Neal II. Appreciate you giving me the 5 minutes. I know we're not on the agenda today. We know that the court has the power, and we know that in the resolution that was put forth in July, the court, said should the UDC, want to move the statute, we are delegating power to a group that
that supports, sympathizes with, and upholds the Confederacy. That's all I have this time. If there's any questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Hill.
You said that the court had delegated through the resolution their authority to the UDC, and as a drafter of the resolution, I don't see a reasonable way to interpret it that way. It does say that the UDC, should they choose to move it, contact the court would assist. It also says at the end, and I thought this was important language, that that the statute would, the will of the court was that the statute would stay for so long as the UDC and the people of Callaway County willed it to be. Meaning that if one of those no longer willed it to be, that at that time perhaps it would not continue to stand.
I've been here for 33 years. How is this going to be anything if you do move this stuff? What I think about it. Like I said, that's just like assholes everybody's got.
I haven't got to read the books yet about Jim Henson. I've had it recommended to me. I would be interested in doing that.
Statute offend you as a black man?
Yes, it does.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why?
You know, blacks around here, they can.
So I'm not going to speak for blacks around here or whatever blacks around here say. I've spoken to quite a few.
And you tell us to move our history.
I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm speaking to government officials about what I think should happen.
We have not had a problem with that monument at all. Never.
Okay.
We live in peace here, black and white.
Yeah.
Mexican, Chinese, it don't matter.
Yeah.
We live in peace in this community.
So
nothing has been said about this statue till you come up here and started. Remove the monument.
Yeah.
There's no reason to remove the monument. How's it hurting any of you? You've been wanting to have a conversation with me. Well, let's have it now.
All right,
I'm pissed.
All right.
You guys need to give this shit up.
Yeah.
You're not getting anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere.
Is this a conversation, or you tell me?
I'm basically telling you to fucking go home.
Okay. So
I'm basically telling those people out there, look at them, they're acting like fucking idiots.
Okay.
Go home.
This is all going nowhere, really. I mean, you're not going to change our mind. We're not going to change y'all's mind. The county has already voted to keep it up. In 4 years, if you win the county judgeship and you win the matchsticks and the UDC wants to move it, then have at it. I told them here, I've always told them, if they had voted to move it, I would not have come up here to watch, because I know that all of you have been clapping hands and hitting one another on the butts and everything like that, and I didn't want to see it. I would not have contributed money to get it done. I would have hated it, but I would have abided by the law.
Did you give them a vitamin this morning?
No.
I feel like I might have given them a vitamin.
I think so. Yeah, what kind of dinosaur is that? Oh, that's okay. I don't even think that one.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. What you want? Stop that. Stop that, man. All right.
You say night night? Night. Okay.
Here, you can walk.
I lost my sock, said Fox. What does it look like? Asked Ox. Why don't you put your oranges in your pockets? Asked Fox. Night night. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Okay.
Ada's chin quivered, but she did not cry. She took a deep breath and she simply asked why. All right. Good night.
Night night.
Night night. Bye, Sky.
Bye bye.
All right. What do you think's gonna happen next?
I don't know. I was giving it a shot for the sake of for you and your career, but now I'm like.
But this issue alone negates all
Yeah,
that.
this is just, it's not okay.
headed to Pullman, Washington. So it's sad leaving, but it's not for what I originally had thought. Like I haven't seen anybody physically that has anything to do with football, which tells me about where I am in the community right now. If there's anything I learned about community and sense and self and where you can find it, it's not about just a game or an idea. If you talk about things that matter, you'll have something that's going to last, past any of those things, or else I'll probably be half depressed right now and trying to figure out what to do with life. So that's my priority. And with the next place, is just to quickly become part of the community. So it doesn't take, someone getting killed, a monument getting talked about, or whatever, to start getting into those relationships and building those. And so that's the one takeaway I think a lot of people have from this, and that I have for myself is, do a better job of being in the community that you want to see. And so we'll see how that works in the snow from the 99 degrees or whatever it is right now.